So firstly, I am making a fire with watercolor on paper, wet on wet. And the first thing you want to have is you want all your material out. So get your paper towels out, get your paint out, get your water out, get your paintbrushes out, and then we're gonna get started. So the first thing we're gonna do to start our artwork is we're gonna make a wash for the painting, and I'm gonna use this plate for all the blending. So I'm gonna get my water, and then I'm going to dip it into my yellow, and I'm gonna place it on the plate. Then I'll add water to it to make a wash. The next step is I'm going to get my yellow, not the water, but the actual yellow, and I'm gonna start making my streaks of flames. And you can kind of do it randomly, and you can do it as much as you want. It depends on just what actual color you want your flame to be. If you want it to be a bright yellow color, or if you want it to be a dark red color. It all depends on what color you want it, on how much yellow you will use. Once you get all the flames you want on your paper, I'm going to add another layer, and this is basically a mix of both the orange and the yellow, and I'm just going to streak it on every place that I want it. After you get your orange where you want it, we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes to dry so we can put another layer of colors, which will be the dark orange, light red, and dark red. Next, we're going to get our mixture of both the bright orange and the dark orange, and then we're going to do our streaks. And I want it to get a little darker from the outside part, so I'm going to put it more in the outside than the inside, and I'm just going to streak it where I please. Again, if you want a darker color, you can get a darker color, but I would rather make it light. After you get your streaks of the dark orange and the bright orange, I'm going to go over it like on the side with my bright orange just to get it to blend a little better. You don't have to do it if you want to really see the contrast of all the colors. You don't have to do this step, but I want it to blend slightly, so I'm going to mix the colors. After you get your orange where you want it, we're going to get the dark orange, and I'm going to limit how much of the dark orange I'm going to use, and I'm just going to get the dark orange. And like you can see, since I didn't wait for it to dry, which was what I wanted, it is kind of diffusing throughout of the painting. And I'm just going to do as many as I please, and then after this we're going to go ahead and start with our reds. And before we put on the orange, we're going to let it dry for a second. After my paint sets, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to add streaks of my red and my dark orange. And this is the colors where I will not blend them, and I will show the contrast because that is my goal. I want the contrast to show. And then after I do all these streaks, I'm going to go ahead and just add the bright red. After I add all of my bright red and dark orange colors, I'm going to go in with my bright red, and I'm just going to add a few streaks. And the thing about this color is I'm going to try to keep the bright red at the bottom. I don't want it to travel up like the other colors. I want it to stay at the bottom, so I'm going to limit on how much I use, but I will add a few streaks at the top, like so. After I'm done with this, I'm going to finish it off, the whole painting, well, the whole fire, with the darkest red in my kit, which is this red, and I'm going to add small streaks that I will keep at the bottom. I will not add little streaks at the top like I did with the others. I'm going to keep these streaks at the bottom. And that completes the fire. After making my sketch with the lady, I'm going to fill it in with black, and that'll finish off my fire tutorial. So this is the final product of my painting, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helped. Thank you.